Happy Aloha Friday. This is Cindy, your guest over at Ask Cindy Connector Live, and today powered by Growing Your Business through Referrals and National Days. And today we're on the Tribe podcast. This is all about interviewing my friends who are amazing authors making a difference in their community. And a big thanks to Robin Stern who connected me to this amazing couple. Really quick, a little backstory. So my name is Cindy Lee. I'm located here in Southern California. And about 15 years ago, one of my friends started calling me Ask Cindy Connector because I was passing referrals. If you're looking for a realtor, a plumber, whatever, looking for a great book, definitely connect with Cindy. So back about 5 years ago, I said, why not have a podcast where I'm connecting people? And a lot of times we have people on here. Sometimes they're at work and they'll catch the rebroadcast. But I like to connect our amazing guests to at least three to five people on every single show. So we have the empowerment duo. So kind of talk a little bit about what you do, especially what you do in your community, and how you're making a difference, and how are you celebrating National Read a Book Day. I'm going to pop off for about 30 seconds, and I'll be right back.
Amen. Amen.
Absolutely. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Or is it morning now? I can't even know.
Well, good afternoon. Her name is?
I am Lisa Santiago McNeills.
And I am Brian K. McNeilll. And together we make what's called the Empowerment Duo. Yes. Now, we're very, very proud of the fact that we are both authors as well. I've written 7 books. Lisa has written, I believe, 9.
Yes.
But there are certain books that matter, seems to be just a little bit more because it serves a greater good.
Absolutely.
It serves a deeper purpose. So together we make up what's called the Empowerment Duo. And we want to talk about how our books impact our communities and which books in particular that we want to highlight for you, because maybe they can impact your community as well.
The book that I actually wrote, that actually launched sort of where it is that I like to show up in the world, is Discovering Your Why. Discovering Your Why, A Journey to Wholeness, is a personal story about sort of the trials and trauma that I went through from childhood through young adulthood, and then identified myself through the strengths that were birthed through those trials and tribulations.
And tragedies.
Yes.
Now, painful moments.
What happened was that it was widely received. The book was widely received, and a lot of people really saw themselves in it. They saw some things that they hadn't noticed. Oh my goodness, I have figured some things out. Oh my goodness, I have some skills and talents. Oh my goodness, I have some information that I wish I could share. And while they bought my book, celebrated, and went bestseller, the second thing that came up out of it was, thanks for the book, sharing your story, and how can I tell my story? Mm-hmm. Which is what launched Empowerment Publishing Multimedia, which ultimately ended up launching and spearheading over 150 books and over 90 authors, 85
since
businesses,
2016,
35 international bestsellers, and on and on and on. And it's an amazing opportunity that allows me to help people to realize that their story is not only worth telling, it's worth writing. Writing their story is what helps them to get the message out and helps other people to see themselves in them so that they can be able to fearlessly move through the universe and create their own tribe.
Definitely. I actually was just talking to Robin Stern. He's going to be coming on the show after you with our publisher, Patrick Snow. So just wanted to have all these amazing authors today. And so let's kind of talk about the value of having personal development as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Personal development is key. It is important to know where you are and what you need to learn in order to get to the next level of your personal goal.
None of us have lived long enough to have all the answers. We all need coaching, mentorship, and study. Personal development, I will say to you, every dollar and every minute that you spend in developing yourself,
it's worth it.
None of it will be wasted.
Nothing.
None of it will be wasted. Even if you feel at the moment it didn't return an investment. But every time, it's like your subconscious mind recognizes that you invested this money and you invested this time towards your development.
Help you get something out.
Yes, they're going to reward you all the time. And I will tell you, the more time and energy and money that you put into your personal development is in direct proportion to how much money you can earn. So if you want to earn more, develop yourself more.
Absolutely.
It's easy.
Absolutely.
And it's not always it don't have to be complex.
No.
It's easy to understand, but not always easy to do.
Simplistic.
But it's worth it to do.
Yeah, absolutely. The process
And
is as important as the product.
well, actually, another thing I like to talk about is DMO, daily method of operation. What do you suggest to your audience and my audience on your daily DMOs?
You got to start it with prayer or meditation or whatever your mindful area of personal intention is. For me, it is taking time with God and then taking time with myself. Those are not the same. Taking time to hear from God and taking time to talk to God and then taking time to talk to myself and hear from myself to figure out what's next, what are we supposed to be doing, and all of that.
Also, systems are more profitable than skills. So developing a system for your DMO, systems like how do I start my day? What do I do from interested people into paying clients?
Absolutely.
Developing a system. If you don't have a system yet, then your job is to pursue a system.
Create a system.
Pursue,
Absolutely.
or get coaching and mentorship on developing your system, your standard operating procedures.
And then get committed to keeping your system.
And discipline yourself.
Yeah.
To your systems. They're more profitable.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about organization, because a lot of entrepreneurs, not all of them, but a few of them that I've come across, they don't have a good calendar system like Calendly. What do you suggest for new entrepreneurs to keep track of their schedule?
I will say today we're in an age where adopting some sort of a CRM, is not an option anymore. It's essential. You have to be able to track how many times have I talked to this person or that person, how many times have I talked to this person or that person. And there's so many amazing CRMs. There's so many amazing free ones, but we have to adopt something to client retention management system or customer retention management system, CRM. That's what it means. Even
more important to that is being true to yourself. If you're not a digital person, you need paper. There may need to be both in some cases, because a lot of times people are adopting these things. They hear this is a great idea to use this, to use that, or whatever. And then what happens is it disappears into their phones or it disappears into their computer.
Or it could help them.
And it could help them. And it will help them if they tie it with something that is a methodology that they're willing to entertain. If you're not willing to open up an app, then you can have all the apps on your phone. It's not going to help.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't get the ding like from Calendly or from Gmail. So I actually have a whiteboard over on that wall over there and write everything down, starting from the whole month. And I need to, if I need to add, I add. And yeah, CRMs are super important. In my travel industry, we have a Travel Joy, which is specific for travel agents. And Robin Stern talked on one the other day. And then about a month ago, he was on one of my team calls. And we actually talked about another CRM that you could get for free on Google. So there's really no excuse. You really need to keep track of your business life. And another thing that's super important is self-care. I'm starting to take self-care twice a week now. Before I was working 7 days a week. And
now, when you say you're taking self-care twice a week, what does that mean?
It means I'm stepped out of the business box. I go to the beach. I create memories with my friends. In my book, Growing Your Business Through Referrals and National Days, I actually talk about self-care and how you can step away from business and build those relationships, build those memories. You know, here in Huntington Beach area, we have so many different things to do, and we have Newport Beach right next door. So what I like to do, like on National Dolphin Day in April, I'll take a couple of friends out on a whale and dolphin tour.
That's nice.
Yeah. So you need to just get out of your business head and work on those relationships.
Now, today is National Read a Book Day. And I will tell you, starting a journey of reading books in my industry changed my life and saved my life.
Definitely.
I was dying and broke and struggling and scared about life until I discovered my first book on selling, my first one. It was by accident that I discovered. I didn't even know there was books on the topic until I bumped into one, found one by accident. And as I turned those pages of that first book on how to sell, I got more confident and I got better at it. And then I got another one, and I knew I wasn't good at it, so I was willing to do, Cindy, whatever the book said. The book said stand on your hands for a little while, then go make a sales call. I would have did it.
Right.
And some of the books were dreadful. They weren't as good as the others, but it didn't matter. My subconscious was honoring my willingness to study. One of the books said read for 30 minutes to an hour before you start your workday. And that's what I
love that. Yes.
Read 30 minutes to an hour before you start your workday. Done. So reading can really, and you know what? You can outread and outstudy whatever challenge you have, whatever deficit, whatever pain, you can outread it and overcome it by your reading. On National Read a Book Day, I think I want everyone to embrace that thought.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, it's also Coffee Ice Cream Day. So what are some of your favorite spots there locally in your community?
Coffee Ice Cream Day. Okay.
So we have the ice cream place that we do.
We love one. There's one like less than a mile from here that we really like.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we like to go to this spot. And it's kind of a romantic little spot. It's a little corner spot, not fancy. Got a little eating area outside. It's just an ice cream shop,
But I don't like coffee ice cream.
I can't really have ice cream, but what I do is I go through the national calendar and I pick different days. Like, for instance, one of my friends' restaurants is struggling. So we did something for Fajita Day a few weeks ago. And then October 4th is National Taco Day. So we're doing a dual National Taco Day at his Huntington Beach restaurant and also his Fountain Valley restaurant here in Southern
October 4th was National Taco Day?
It is. And actually next year I'm turning 60 and I'll be in Mexico and Bahamas. We're going to be celebrating a belated birthday. Because for my actual birthday next year, I'm going to be going to Oshkosh Air Show. I'm a big airplane buff. I love airplanes. Robin Stern has been on my podcast many times as a co-host when I wasn't able to make it. But absolutely amazing. Well, let's talk about Robin Stern. Let's kind of close out the
Google guru.
Yeah. So how did you get to meet him? Is it through local networking?
How did we connect with? Oh, I knew Robin 10 years ago. Okay, maybe 15 years ago. I'd given a workshop and he was there in the audience and he felt whatever I said was good. And him and I clicked right then. And he was very, very encouraging back then, So,
and then he kept him hidden from me for all these years. And I only met him. Yeah.
But I never lost track of Robin and he never lost track of me. From time to time, he would reach out or I would reach out. And whenever we bumped into each other over this past 10, it was always happy to see the other one. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Hey, Brian, how you doing? Even if just on social media streets, bumping into something I wrote or something he did. So we just stayed in touch forever. And now we're so happy that he's a part of our circle of friends that we actually use as a resource.
Yes. Yes, he's one of my favorite people in the world. I mean, we actually connected about 4 years ago on an East Coast Zoom. Can't recall the name of the networking group right now, but we were fast friends immediately. And I stayed in touch with them. And I said, hey, I'd like to pay it forward to you. Come on my show. I actually sent him a custom mug that has his mug on there.
Oh, wow.
And, he just did an amazing Zoom training because in my travel agency, every Monday I have a special Zoom training. And he covered all the stuff on his book. And he went into deep dive into Google and how important it is to post, just like you're posting on Facebook, you post on Google as well. And now he has something very special in the mail coming from my entire team. And I couldn't be more grateful. I mean, God has put us in the right place. He put us for me to be in that Zoom and meet Robin Stern all those years ago. And I've known you amazing people for the last 30 days. So just.
But isn't that beautiful how some people just get each other? It don't take long to warm up to the person. He got you and you got him. And that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So what have you learned from his book? Have you finished the book yet?
Yes, I've finished the book and I've been updating it regularly. I've been updating my page. I've been adding videos, adding commentaries. I only just recently linked my new website to it, which is still under constructions, which is why I haven't even pointed people out to it. But it has really helped me to get more consistent and relevant. It used to be on my desk until this guy stole it.
On my desk now, yes.
Uh,
And I'm still waiting for Google. I had a Google page. I went for Google to verify me again because they got to go through their process or something.
mhm.
So once they do that, I'm back on the game fully with Google.
And yeah, I want to just do a big thank you. And he's here on the show watching, for, he's almost like an older brother to me. I mean, we're really close friends, and I've been dealing with a lot with my mom's dementia care, and he's been there as a friend. And I want to do a shout out about that too. So just surround yourself by people who celebrate you.
Absolutely.
Don't surround yourself by people who tolerate you. And one of the things I always talk about in my show, what is the one thing that you would like to do here in the next couple of weeks to pay it forward, either to a local business owner or someone in your community? What would you like to do to make a difference in their
Well,
day?
actually, we got something coming up that's really going to pay it forward. It's kind of big too, because there are so many people that aspire to speak or to speak professionally or to get on stages, get on platforms to share their word. And a lot of people launch into professional speaking, but they need some stuff. They need a video clip of them in front of an audience actually interacting. And sometimes they are challenged into getting that. So what we're doing as a way of paying it forward is we're doing a local speakers showcase where we're going to give local speakers an opportunity to get in front of a platform, share their word, get their recording, and show them an audience that's getting what they have to say. So we know that's going to bless a lot of folks because we're going to do it more than once. But I know the people that's involved in this first one is going to leapfrog their careers. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. We've done author showcases, 16 of them in the past since 2016, where because there's so many authors that have written books, but once they get their book and they sold their family, that's it. So we created communities and showcases where authors can come, speak about their books for 6 minutes or so, and sell them in a platform. And it's been very, very successful for them and us.
Yeah, I actually got an email a few weeks ago from a gentleman here in Newport Beach that has a speaking platform. And he asked me to speak on the whole development of starting the National Bucket List Day. So I'm pretty honored with that. And
Yeah.
To be able to tell my story and a little backstory on how I started my concierge business many years ago when I was 16 years old. And I didn't realize it until just a couple of years ago that Princess Diana and Charles got married on my 16th birthday. 10 years after that, I started my greeting card and gratitude business. And here we are in 2024. And actually, I had a really nice phone call with Robin Stern the other day, and we got a little emotional. And because of him being in my life, me taking his Google class, me getting to the top of my city for travel agencies, absolutely amazing. And yeah, I got a little choked up because if it wasn't for meeting him, I truthfully probably wouldn't be where I am right now. When I started my agency, I had 2 people. Now I have close to, I believe, 74 agents that I met. And so of his coaching and, then meeting an amazing couple like this. And so what I want to do to pay it forward, actually, it's Women's Month for October. And I'll introduce you to her later, Mary West with the Mary West Network. And I'm going to gift her the Why book to celebrate her for the month of October.
Discovering Your Why.
She's going to
why.
love it.
A Journey to Wholeness.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
You mentioned how you built your team from 2 or 3 to, I think you said 73, 74 people.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they actually help people that want to travel. Is that right?
Yes.
I want to highlight something else for them because they offer an intangible service like that. Now, that's what I am an expert at, helping people to sell themselves and their services. I'm actually a sales coach, sales confidence coach. But my latest book is very thin. It's called Mastering Sales Language.
Oh, I love that. That's so key. That's amazing.
And look at the picture, covering your mouth. There's so many things we say that we should stop saying. And the subtitle is Eliminate These 21 Harmful Phrases and Embrace Words That Sell. Harmful phrases like I don't like selling or don't like salespeople. There's no one with any money. These false statements, first off, is true. First off, they're not true, but replacing it with something much more positive so that your subconscious can embrace the positive and move you towards it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you said that because I have an agent right now that's with a group in Greece, and I'm actually going to gift her your book for the month of October.
Well,
She came on into my business. She had a situation for someone who booked or who said they were in a good book, but then they didn't. They booked on their own, and then she was really sad about that, and she was going to quit. But I told her, quitting is not the solution, because if you quit, you're never going to know your success. And now she's one of my top agents. So
look at that.
Never give up and keep a mindset. You never want to talk about this word here. Never say the word broke in your vocabulary. You want to train your subconscious mind. Create I am statements. Like I have a whole section in my book about the value of the I am statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I am statement doesn't mean that you actually have it, but you're training your subconscious mind for what you want. Let's talk a little bit about that. And we got about 3 minutes left on the show.
Absolutely. Both Lisa and I, before we got together and once we were together, we both took a training on consistent positive direction language. Consistent positive direction language, because your subconscious can't focus on the opposite of what you want. That's why you can't say, I want to lose some big stuff here, or lose this weight, or speak the opposite of what you actually
say release.
Release or regain my ideal body,
Mm-hmm.
or regain the temple, or to get the body that I've been wanting, or to get that weight to 220. That's why and it's wonderful training. But when you focus on, I think even once you take one class, you'll never think the same way again, ever. Because you got to think towards, and you got to speak towards what you want instead of what you want to get away from.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. And I look at the words you let escape your lips as spirits. So whatever you say, no one has any money. You let that escape your lips.
Yeah.
I think that spirit comes out of your mouth and swirls around your head and conspires your world to make that a true statement. So you got to be careful what you let escape.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've actually dropped over 30 pounds when I got back from my Cancun trip, the end of April. I was 208. I now rate this week 175.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and a couple of my travel agents are actually doing the journey with me. And they said, well, the key is to not say the word lose weight, because then if you say release, that's more of a different mindset. For people who want to drop weight, what is your advice on saying release versus lose?
Release is much more positive than lose. Definitely that. It's
still a negative word to me, so I don't use it.
It's still a matter of motivation.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to motivate you? If release is the word that does it for you,
then keep it.
That's one thing.
Right.
But regaining my ideal body is another one. Or
for me, it's consistent dedication to the goal that God has intended for me. Each day when I get up, I remind myself of the days that he promised me, the life that he promised me, and the things that I am desiring for myself. And then I identify for myself what I am doing conflating with what I am believing. If it doesn't match, then what needs to change?
Because that could happen. It definitely could happen. I know we said we got to get out of here, but we are honored that you had us, Cindy. Thank you
so much. Absolutely.
In closing, I want to mention one thing. It's super important that I talk about in my book also is the 5 people that we surround ourselves. That's who we become. And let's talk about that, because a lot of times I'll tell some of my clients that I coach with that it's okay to get rid of those people who aren't serving you. And it's a hard deal to do. I actually got rid of my original best friend that I've known from when I was 12 back in 2013. And once I did that, I've had so much abundance, and that's when so many great things happen. And then, my book, Rockin' and Rollin', I'm literally on my last half chapter right now. I have a cruise coming up in November, and there's 4 days at sea. And my business partner said, you know what, you should focus 3 of those days to write the book. So pretty powerful. And Robin Stern got his book done in less than a year, and I've been working on mine quite a while.
The people that you surround yourself with. I think some people get it a little bit twisted. I'm thinking it's the people that you consume. Like the books you read, the things you listen to over and over again. It might not necessarily be the person you're hanging out with, the girlfriend or the boyfriend. Okay, but let's say I hang out with this
But I
girlfriend.
think they do influence.
They influence greatly. Okay, they influence greatly, because if you hang around 5 people that are doing well in money, their conversation is different. But I will say, if I have a buddy of mine that I don't take advice from, I just like the guy. He might be funny, but I don't take his advice. But I will take the advice of another book, or Zig Ziglar. I would take Tom Hopkins' advice. That's who I'm consuming, and that's what I'm surrounding myself with.
How about Bob Berg? Have you had the opportunity?
I'm
to
a
get
big
to know
fan
him?
of Bob Berg.
He's the reason I wrote a book, because
Mhm.
many years ago on an audio podcast, I heard him, and I told my friend, I'm going to get to know this guy, and I'm going to publish a book because of him. And here we are. As a matter of fact, I just talked to him yesterday. He was on my podcast last year.
You might be closer to him now.
Influence.
You might be closer to him now than I am, but him and I go way back to the mid-90s.
Oh, wow.
I wrote a report called The 10 Greatest Books on Selling. The 10 Greatest Books on Selling. I think I wrote that in 96 or so. And when his book, Endless Referrals, made it to my list. Now, he's more famous for his books, The Go-Giver now.
The Go-Giver. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what he's more famous for. But he wrote an amazing book before that called Endless Referrals.
Yes,
and his methods on Endless Referrals changed my life. It was one of the 10 greatest books on selling, in my opinion.
Yep. Definitely. So we have a few more minutes, more tips on becoming an author and getting it done.
I missed the first part.
I missed the first part of what you said.
Okay, becoming an author and getting it done. Like, I have a busy schedule, and so just find a way to finish that book.
Okay. Well, it's not just to get it finished; it's also to get it finished successfully. It's not always about putting down every thought that comes to your head, because even when you have an interesting story, you've got to write your story from the relevance of being proactive. Like, why would somebody want this book? What's the intention? And then being able to identify the reason why do they want it? What are you going to teach them? What value are you going to bring to them? And then you can always, a lot of people want to pepper things with so much of themselves. We don't want to take you out of it, because you're the glue that brings the story to life, right? But we can't have so much of your autobiography that it gets lost in the intentionality of what they have to learn. You want to make it both interesting and relevant.
I look at it in 2 points, Sister Cindy Lee. One is your book, are you writing the book for somebody, or are you writing the book to get some money from it? Now, if you're writing the book it's because the reader is going to either get some enjoyment or some knowledge or some direction or some motivation or something. That's when you're writing it for them. And if you're writing it for them, it can give you the extra you need to get it done, because you're doing it for somebody else. And the other one is that carried me through. I've written 7 books. This carried me through, and I've given this advice over and over and over again, Cindy, from Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway said, you cannot finish writing a book until you get so frustrated by it that you want to throw it against the wall.
Oh,
now, you have to get to that graduation to finish any book. I really believe that to be true, because it's hard. It's like a barrier reef. When you get to that moment where I'm sick of this, I'm tired of rewriting it, because books aren't written, they are rewritten. Okay, so I'm sick of this, but when you can get past that barrier of I'm sick of this, I'm mad at this, I'm tired of this, when you can get past that, then it can get done.
Yeah, I want to say my biggest tip is get out of the rabbit hole. Like a lot of authors just, I want to keep on adding more and adding more. And you can do second, third edition. Just get it out there, because a lot of people have a great story and they want to get it out there. So it's my issue is time and, being a caregiver and stuff like that. But I'm actually going to be with my publisher in January on another podcast. And so he challenged me to finish the book cover by the end of the year. So
and
I think that challenge.
The cover. If you have another person struggling to finish their book, do they have the cover designed and approved and agreed upon? Something about seeing it in that cover is like a vision board. It helps it to get it done. And you need all the help you can get to get the book done. Mhm.
That's true.
Yep.
All right. Do a shout out to both of your websites, and then we'll put that in the show notes a little bit later.
Okay.
Absolutely. My website is thereallisasantiago.com. Thereallisasantiago.com.
And my website is Brian K. McNeil with 2 L's, sales.com. Brian K. McNeil, sales.com.
And make sure that you follow my book, Growing Your Business Through Referrals and National Days.
Woo-hoo.
And if you are a small business owner, definitely check out Ask Cindy Connector Live. And I'm going to connect this amazing power couple to 5 people by next Friday. So keep me accountable on that.
That would be amazing. And we will keep it. But I believe in you already, Cindy. So I will, though. Cindy, it's Friday. You've only connected us to 4.
By next Friday. Well, actually, by next Wednesday, because I'll be in Vegas on a project next Thursday.
Okay,
So,
by
but
next
definitely
Wednesday.
Mary West on the weekend. I'm going to talk to her.
That'd be beautiful. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
And I look forward to supporting you as well.
Thank you. I'm going to put you in the green room and close out, and I'll be right back.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Make sure that you check out nationaldaycalendar.com. Read a book day. Definitely tap into personal development. It is key to growth in your business. This is Cindy over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. We'll see you on the other side.